always say I hate to follow Darrell on anything. I tell you, he's good, isn't he? Okay, before we go further, we've had a couple of representatives in the House. Representative Elmer Floyd from Cumberland County and Representative Rodney Moore from Charlotte. We're going to ask them to come and greet us in their own way. If they will. Let's give them a round of applause as they come.
Let me say good morning to you.
Once
you've been here for a long period of time and you're an ex-military personnel, you're trying to get on the steps going up. So you take the shortest step, which is possible, which is here, or 3 steps up here. But let me say that one of my good friends, Commissioner Evans, that we talked to at 3 o'clock in the morning, that he keeps me informed and tell me how I should do, how I should look at certain pieces of legislation that's developed or that come before us here in the General Assembly. And I tend to support Commissioner Evans. We don't always agree on everything, but we do agree on your ability to have a second chance. And I support many of bills you see been written some, as it relates to giving that person the second chance. Many people do not realize that at the end of the day, if we don't provide them the second chance so that they could be self-supporting of their family, that then we, the state, is going to have to appropriate that money to do for them. And I believe strongly that a person, we have had certain things up here, if I may say, individuals, some of them are ministers, that don't believe in a second chance. Don't believe that. But I believe that we passed a driving license, and it wasn't that complex. The bill said that if you haven't had X in X year, you could apply for a driving license to be restored. Now, I don't know how many persons catch public transportation, but many of them drive or would like to drive to work. That bill was critical. That bill was critical for a person, I'm speaking from a male standpoint of view, to be able to get a job, to be able to drive himself to work, to be able to return home, to his family. It's critical. Many did not see that, but the bill did pass. We did one as it relates to under 18, 15 years out, no contact with law enforcement. We had a difficult just last week, but it passed. We just did some tweaking of that last week, and that passed. So I'm for giving a person a second chance. And I'm equally more importantly for a man to take care of his responsibility. I'm more important about that. So he can't say, I can't find a job, I can't do this, or I can't do that. I'm for giving that person that second and third chance. I can't go to church every Sunday and do less. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much. Representative Rodney Moore from Charlotte.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm pleased and privileged to be here with you today. Thanks to Mr. Gaddy, Mr. Bill Grove. I was looking in the crowd for my classmate and good friend, Frankie Roberts from Wilmington. He couldn't make it. That's okay. Well, I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to get technical like Representative Floyd. The only thing that I can tell you is that this General Assembly, this majority, is in a war. They're in a war against people who don't think like them, who don't vote the way they want them to vote, who have hardships in getting employment, who have no access to health care, which is not a privilege, it's a right of every citizen. And now they are attacking your fundamental right to cast your ballot. Now, how does that intertwine with what we're here to talk about today? We need to let our constituents know that, I'll just say, all of us here have needed to have second chances. That's right.
Yeah.
Second, third, fourth, fifth chances. A scripture says that a righteous man falls 7 times. Now, that's a righteous man. Now imagine others.
That's right.
So we really need to drive this point home that these are our brothers and our sisters, and that we need to give them a fair and equal opportunity to become productive and profitable members of the society. Once they've made mistakes and they've erred and they've made up for those mistakes, we need to embrace them, and we need to look at ourselves and say, put ourselves in their shoes and say, what would we require if we were imprisoned, if we were discriminated against? I think that, just to let you know, that I was one of the primary sponsors, along with Representative Brandon and Pierce, and I think Representative Hall, on Ban the Box. Because any time that you have to put that box, have you been convicted of a felony? It could have been 15, 20, 25 years ago. But when you sign that box in the affirmative, it brings a whole lot of things into process, which makes that employer look at you from a discriminatory eye. And it's too critical now in this society that we get rid of that. So I just wanted to come today and just thank you guys for being here. Thank you for your advocacy. Thank you, Brother Gaddy, and please continue to voice your concerns for the issues that are most important to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. As other representatives are coming in, we'll pause and have comments from them. They're in and out of committee meetings all morning, I'm sure. As a historical note, I want to make sure we recognize, you mentioned Representative Pierce. It was about 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago now, as we were having our roundtables that we would have every month here in Raleigh, and bringing some attention to these issues. I mean, we just didn't end up on Jones Street, y'all. I mean, we just didn't show up here. It's been a gradual process over the last 5, 6, 7 years, and one of the champions of that are representatives that you've seen in this one, but also Representative Garland Pierce has been a major champion for us, even before there was any legislation, even before there was any conversation even about reentry down here on Jones Street. And hopefully he'll be coming in just a bit to have words as well. But he's been a major part of us, of our success down here. And if you have a chance to drop by his office today, he may not be in, but just let his assistant know how much we appreciate his advocacy for us, especially against the odds when it wasn't a popular conversation.